Well, it just wrapped up, but you know, it was a very solemn ceremony this evening, and I can basically tell you that they started out with lighting of candles, and it didn't take long for the sniffles to begin and the tears to flow for these three victims. Well, Mark, you know, it's a shock that this was just an EF1 tornado that actually came through here. I mean, take a look at this. Look at the devastation. This place was covered with trees. Now the ground is covered with trees. And here's the problem. The roadway in here is one way in and one way out. That's creating a fight for road space between the utilities companies who are trying to get power and water back in here and the debris companies who are trying to move those trees out of here. Absolutely, Mark, and court records maintain the abuse has gone on for more than a year. Meanwhile, Hatfield's family doesn't believe the allegations and claims he's a big teddy bear. Well, that's the silver lining in all this now. The city officials are telling me that they talked with the company officials who tell them that this plant here in Boaz, the capacity is going to be consolidated to their Guntersville facility and to their Russellville facility, and that the people here will be offered jobs at those locations. Right now, what they're doing is they are doing a perimeter search of this wooded area that you can see right over here next to the Outlaw Steakhouse. They are trying to see if that individual is in there or not. Now, let me give you an idea about how this all started and why they're looking right here. The reason they're looking right here, take a look right over here. This is where the People's Bank is. Now, what we're being told is the individual fled on foot after he left the bank. He began tracking along in the parking lot of this Plaza Shopping Center, went behind the Outlaw Steakhouse, went over to a swimming area back over there, and that's when people told law enforcement they thought they saw the man go into this wooded area. Now, how did this all get started? Let's show you some of this video. This actually started around 3 o'clock this afternoon when the suspect walked into the People's Bank. He told them that he had a weapon. We did not see a weapon, and he left with an undisclosed amount of cash. We're told that he is described to be a black male, a medium build, around 6 feet tall, wearing dark pants and a white t-shirt. Now, as of the latest, they are continuing the search. What we're told basically is they are checking this wooded perimeter here. We've got Guntersville Police here. We've got the Sheriff's Department here. It's actually the Sheriff's Department helicopter that's doing the search from above, and the Marine Police are keeping a watch on the other side. Now, of course, we will keep you up to date on this situation. If they're able to find the individual, we'll keep you live. Reporting live from Guntersville, Stephen McLam, WAFF 48 News. A 4-year court battle is over with, and today Patsy Davis's remains are being exhumed from her front yard, and for the family members, it's just like the day she died.
I've been one of the happiest men on earth because I had her. She gave me 5 beautiful children.
So James Davis honored her dying wish to be buried in the front yard of their Stevenson home, but he didn't dream 4 years later he would have to dig her back up. The city sued and won a judgment against him, and that's where we are now.
Mama asked that she not be cremated, but the only way I can keep her here is by cremating her.
For family members, it was just like the day she died. Tears flowed as they stood by and watched shovel by shovel load their loved one being exhumed. And a glitch in bringing her up didn't help as they turned away, unable to watch.
Some of the girls is not handling it real good. I'm probably not handling it real well either, but I'm trying to not show that for their sake.
Looking back, Davis doesn't think twice about his decision to honor his wife's dying wish.
This never should have happened. I've broken no laws.
The order has now been executed. Davis says this was nothing more than a decision made on Earth and feels there's one last appeal.
God will hold them responsible.
Her body is expected to be cremated and her remains given back to Mr. Davis to put in his home. In Stevenson, Stephen McLam, WAFF 48 News. Well, I learned today there are some pretty talented cooks over there at the Public Works Department, but imagine your boss comes to you and says you're going to get to go hunting all day, you're going to get paid for that, and you get to keep the fruits of your labor. Well, it's a job these men are up for. For Thanksgiving, the Fort Payne Public Works Department is enjoying not turkey, but wild pig for lunch.
Yeah, they're real good. We've had them for lunch for about 3 months straight now.
You see, the city started getting complaints that wild hogs have migrated into the residential areas, tearing up yards and fields searching for food.
It was pretty well manicured and looked nice and level and what have you. Now it looks like it's been used for mortar practice.
The mayor says he knew something had to be done as it was becoming a public safety concern.
They're dangerous. They're very territorial. You get close to them, they'll charge you.
Some members of the public wanted to solve the problem.
Some people have called and wanted to hunt them, but it is illegal to discharge in the city limits, so we've been discouraging that.
So the Public Works Department has been setting up traps. So far, 20 have been captured, and the day before Thanksgiving, 3 more were added to the list. Sounds good, right?
We thought we were probably making a dent in it, but from the looks of the vandalism that they've been tearing up yards and everything, that we probably haven't put a dent in them yet. They think there's around 300 in the area, so we've still got a ways to go.
So it looks like the Public Works Department will having ham again for Christmas.
We're looking forward to get some more so we can have more lunches.
Now, Mayor Larry Chesser says that they are working with the State Conservation Department to see if there's a possibility that some residents would be allowed to bow hunt after deer season. Reporting live from the Sand Mountain Newsroom, Stephen McLam, WAFF 48 News.